Chapter 1. What is this thing called the DASH diet? Endorsed by the United States National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute, the DASH, or Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension diet, studies the nutrient composition of food items to prepare unique dietary strategies that help to reduce high blood pressure. The diet is a result of the engineering done by biologists and lawmakers to find the components that must be eliminated from one's diet to control the rise of blood pressure. The DASH diet came about because the number of people complaining of high blood pressure has almost doubled in the last 2 decades. This led medical experts, along with the United States Department of Health and Human Services, to find ways to deal with hypertension and eliminate the various risks that are associated with high blood pressure. After a careful study, researchers found that people who prefer to consume more vegetables or who followed a plant-based diet showed fewer signs and cases of rising blood pressure. This, therefore, became the foundation of the DASH diet. In the DASH diet, people focus on consuming foods that are more organic and not processed. Whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and lean meats form the essential components of this diet plan. In extreme cases, people showing major signs of heart-related ailments due to high blood pressure are also advised to go vegan for some time to lower issues related to hypertension. This nutritional plan also sets out strict guidelines for salt consumption. Because too much salt and oil significantly raise the blood pressure in the human body, the dietary guidelines of the DASH diet significantly reduce the intake of salt. The recipes that follow this diet include a wholesome mix of green vegetables, natural fruits, low-fat dairy foods, and lean proteins such as chicken, fish, and a lot of beans. Besides limiting the intake of salt, the rule of thumb is to minimize food items rich in red meat, processed sugars, and composite fat. Per standard practice, anyone following the DASH diet is advised not to consume more than 1 teaspoon or 2,300 milligrams of sodium in a day. This diet is safe to follow and is also accredited by the United States Department of Agriculture, or USDA. The U.S. dietary guidelines also included the DASH diet as one of the 3 healthy diets recommended between 2015 and 2020. Is it effective for everyone? Although studies on the DASH diet showed that low salt intake resulted in the largest reduction in blood pressure, the effects of salt reduction on longevity and health are not well established. When a person has high blood pressure, reducing salt consumption has a significant impact on their blood pressure. Salt reduction has a much smaller effect on people with normal blood pressure, however. Salt sensitivity, meaning salt increases blood pressure more for some people, may be responsible for this. The DASH diet makes for an excellent option for everyone who wants to keep their heart healthy. This diet is recommended only if you've been found to have chronic kidney disease, or CKD. People with CKD are advised to get their kidneys checked and follow a strict DASH diet. Because they have an increased risk of dehydration and cardiovascular disease, the higher salt intake can put them at risk for further damage to their kidneys. CKD is a condition that occurs due to gradual damage to the kidneys. This leads the body to produce less urine, and on top of this, someone with CKD can no longer get rid of harmful waste or toxins from their body. The DASH diet reduces salt intake as well as a variety of unhealthy foods, which helps people with CKD improve their overall health and their condition. The National Kidney Foundation of the United States conducted a study on the DASH diet, which found that it decreases blood pressure, lowers the risk of heart disease, cancer, and stroke, and lowers the chance of kidney stone development. Hypertension. People who've been diagnosed with hypertension have a high chance of developing heart-related illnesses. Hypertension occurs when the blood pressure levels in your body go up beyond the normal levels. It's one of the primary causes of heart attacks and strokes. However, with a strict DASH diet and exercise, people suffering from hypertension can lower their blood pressure by over 10%. According to the American Heart Association, the DASH diet can lower blood pressure in as little as 2 weeks. Study shows that in addition to other comprehensive care, this diet can also aid in decreasing insulin sensitivity, inflammation, and cholesterol levels. This helps control the effects of diabetes mellitus and metabolic syndrome. The DASH diet is also suitable for the general population, not just those with pre-existing conditions. The diet is not considered a complete cure for hypertension, as some of the ingredients may be hard to miss for those who are looking for a new diet. However, over 90% of the population can benefit from following this nutritional plan. One of the key factors with any dieting plan is consistency. Following a healthy diet that you can actually stick with is essential. There is no dieting plan in the world that will work for everyone, since all of us are unique. With that in mind, it was designed to reduce blood pressure, and it can accomplish that goal. But that won't do you any good if you can't follow through with it. The greatest reduction in blood pressure is experienced by those who follow the low-sodium version of the plan, which is no surprise since the reduction in salt intake has been shown to significantly reduce blood pressure. My point here is that lowering your intake of salt while swapping over to whole foods is a much healthier choice, but you have to make sure that any dieting plan is suited for your personal taste. The history and background of the DASH diet. This diet was developed in the 1990s. The National Institute of Health, or NIH, gave funds to research projects to make dietary interventions in order to help control the rising hypertension issue. Dietary approaches were found to be particularly helpful for patients with and without hypertension to maintain their blood pressure, according to the National Institute of Health. Dr. Walter Willett of Harvard University, Dr. Eric Rim of Tufts University, and Dr. Frank Hu and his team in China were all awarded grants from the NIH to create tailored food approaches for lowering high blood pressure. In the United States, 1 out of every 4 people is a patient with hypertension. Hypertension is a silent killer because it does not show symptoms, but can kill you silently from the inside. There were many solutions to alleviate high blood pressure in the form of medications, but scientists struggled to find a consistent and harmless solution for patients. They made many modifications during experiments. Hypertension was raising the risk of heart disease. An estimation was made that around 2,000 people died due to heart disease in the United States in a single day. The DASH diet originated in 1997 as a randomized controlled feeding study. The original researchers found that it improved systolic and diastolic blood pressure across genders, races, and those with pre-hypertension and hypertension. Since the original study came out, this diet has been a key part of the national guidelines on blood pressure. However, national adherence to the DASH diet is very low. There are many contributing factors to this, including food deserts, the prevalence of nutrient-dense food, and the cost of the diet. Food deserts are areas without access of fresh fruits and vegetables and low educational levels. On the other hand, the DASH diet is a whole food plant-based diet that does not contain processed or fast foods such as chips, candy, soda, and fried foods. The U.S. Dietary Guidelines recommends a healthy, balanced diet for everyone. However, they do not recommend making any changes in food groups that have been found to be effective in lowering blood pressure. The original study included 459 participants in stage 1 hypertension. All food was provided to the participants. The control group was placed on the standard American diet with emphasis on refined grains, dairies, fats, meats, and sugars, and little fruits, vegetables, and nuts. The experimental group was placed on the DASH diet, which contains fruits, vegetables, fat-free and low-fat dairy products, whole grains, fish, and poultry. The study found that about half of stage 1 hypertension patients were able to lower their blood pressure with the DASH diet. Blood pressure dropped by 11 points for those at their first stage of hypertension and 12 points for those with pre-hypertension. The DASH diet lowered systolic blood pressure by 7.5 points and diastolic blood pressure by 4.1 points. While the DASH diet was found to be effective for hypertension patients, not many people were able to adhere to it beyond the period of the study. The reasons could be because of the nutritional restrictions. However, the study helped prove the fact that a balanced diet, reduced in sodium and saturated fat, can decrease blood pressure and protect against stroke and heart disease. How the DASH diet works. As this diet gains popularity, experts are studying the effectiveness of the plan. New research showed that the DASH plan lowered blood pressure in just 2 weeks. In multiple studies, the people experiencing the most outstanding results on the plan, meaning a significant decline in blood pressure after just 14 days, were those who before starting the plan had moderately high blood pressure or prehypertension. For people with severe hypertension who were unable to eliminate their blood pressure medications during their studies, the DASH diet helped improve their medication response. Additional research demonstrated that this nutritional plan is the safest one for adults and teens to lose weight, and that it helps with cognitive function, decreases the incidence of kidney stones, protects from certain types of cancers and chronic health conditions, helps to reduce the incidence of stroke and osteoporosis, and helps to reduce insulin resistance in type 2 diabetes. Bottom line, the research supports the claim that the DASH diet encourages optimal body function. Doctors and nutritionists thoughtfully constructed this diet plan to provide liberal amounts of nutrients critical for optimal body function. Improved function means better internal communication within the body so that each bodily system works properly and is well connected to other systems. This improved function and communication promotes healthy cardiovascular or heart and gastrointestinal or digestion systems and leads to overall weight management. These critical nutrients are found in natural food, which sounds simple enough. However, many diets promote the use of processed foods, which not only lack vital nutrients, but contain numerous artificial components that the body can't easily break down and process. The real food crux of the DASH diet is a very different, yet simple approach. An eating plan that is rich in vegetables and fruits, 100% whole grains, beans, lean meats, and low-fat and non-fat dairy. These natural foods have been designed by nature to nourish and fuel the body properly and optimally. This is where the DASH diet differs. It doesn't make promises. It's not even really a diet. The word diet has come to indicate making some significant temporary change in eating to achieve some physical change, at which point the diet is over. This nutritional plan is the complete opposite, a long-term approach to eating as a commitment to health. It is an eating plan designed to promote and support healthy lifestyle changes, making weight loss a lovely byproduct of the plan. Healthy, real food guidelines and eating plans allow individuals and entire families to commit to a realistic way of living and eating as a part of daily life. By equipping the body with the right foods to fight off chronic disease and weight gain, the DASH diet helps people achieve excellent health. This diet will help you change your eating habits with little effort and no guesswork. Implementing it is easy, and it's likely to be a well-received change in your lifestyle. Moreover, it can be continued for life and beyond. The plan is designed to improve your long-term health. 1. Eat natural, unprocessed foods like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and nuts. This is the crux of the DASH diet, which is all about returning to natural, unprocessed foods that have always been part of the human diet. Nature has designed these foods to nourish and fuel our bodies properly and optimally. 2. Make olive oil your primary source of dietary fat. Fat is so important to the human diet, but this plan calls for a reduction in the consumption of animal products and healthy fats. Animal fats are high in simple and saturated fats, said Dr. Ron Rosedale, former director of the Cardiac Center at Banner Good Samaritan Medical Center and author of the Rosedale Diet Book. Our bodies should consume only essential fatty acids or good fats like those found in extra virgin olive oil, fish oil, flaxseed oil, avocado oil, nuts, and seeds. These are truly extraordinary foods. 3. Reduce the consumption of red meat. Red meats such as beef, lamb, and pork all contain high levels of saturated fat. A study from the American Institute of Medicine showed that eating red meat on a regular basis is associated with a higher risk of heart disease. 4. Eat little to moderate amounts of fish and white meat. Fish like salmon and tuna contains high levels of the beneficial omega-3 fatty acids, DHA and EPA. These fatty acids have been widely shown to dilate blood vessels, lower triglycerides or blood fats, and lower the risk of heart disease. Depending on the reason for implementing this diet, it can have various effects and outcomes. For hypertension and blood pressure management and decreased CVD risk, according to the American Heart Association, the DASH diet can help prevent or postpone CVD events and target specific risk factors including elevated blood pressures, lipids or cholesterol and triglycerides, insulin resistance, and arterial stiffness. It can also lower your intake of sodium in conjunction with a higher intake of calcium, magnesium, and potassium work to lower overall blood pressure. This is due to the biological functions each mineral plays. For example, homeostasis between sodium and potassium is a key component in blood pressure in the RAAS system. The RAAS system is an important part of the body's blood pressure regulation and the entire process of regulating the cardiovascular system. In simple terms, calcium is needed to help maintain smooth muscle tone. Smooth muscle regulates blood vessel tone. Magnesium is necessary for the proper functioning of the muscles involved in controlling blood flow. And sodium is needed to activate the renin angiotensin aldosterone RAAS system. By increasing the consumption of these minerals, the DASH diet can help control blood pressure levels. Reduce your risk of hypertension. Hypertension is a major risk factor for cardiovascular disease and is also a comorbid condition common with type 2 diabetes and obesity, and it's also a risk factor for CVD. There are two types of hypertension, pre-existing and reactive. Pre-existing hypertension refers to individuals who have high blood pressure at the time of being tested, while reactive hypertension is characterized by a sudden, extreme elevation in blood pressure as a result of some triggering stressor. Individuals suffering from reactive hypertension tend to have higher levels of stress and anxiety, lower social support, and increased frequency of negative life events. Most commonly, this type of hypertension is brought about by a life event like a death or business failure. In general, reactive hypertension is more common and affects 25 to 50% of individuals with pre-existing hypertension. In addition, some studies have found that the DASH diet can reduce the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. This population has an elevated risk for CVD, 60% for non-white men and 40% for both black and white women. Aid with weight loss. Weight loss on a DASH diet is most commonly achieved by a calorie restriction, says Dr. Rosedale. This is accomplished by eating foods high in fiber, such as the fruits and vegetables that are part of this nutritional plan, and avoiding foods that contain added sugars, saturated fats, and sodium. What can you expect from this diet? Unhealthy eating habits have played a major role in the decline of many people's health, and this has paved the way for the introduction of numerous diet plans. Some of them worked, while others didn't. But the DASH diet has been shown to be a successful approach for many people. This diet can help you to lose weight and improve your health at the same time. What's more amazing about this diet is that it does not ask you to follow very strict rules. This diet is realistic in nature, and it focuses on decreasing your overall calorie intake while increasing your intake of necessary nutrients. You will feel better much faster when you start following this nutritional plan. It is important that you prepare for this diet according to your lifestyle and needs. You should avoid eating junk food before starting, as junk food contains unhealthy fats and sugars which can hamper your weight loss efforts. You will need to consume more fiber than you do on a regular basis, but this may not be possible if your regular diet is full of high levels of saturated fats and sugars. Along with increasing your intake of fresh fruits and vegetables, you may need to change your cooking methods. This means that you'll need to stop deep frying your food and begin cooking more on the grill or stovetop. If you're suffering from high cholesterol levels, then changing your diet is very important. Although it's not a permanent solution in terms of treating the condition, making alterations to the way you eat can definitely help in lowering cholesterol levels and improving overall heart health. The DASH diet is meant to be a long-term commitment and dietary eating pattern. Depending on the starting point, individuals will have to make variable amounts of changes to their current diet. People who suffer from hypertension may have to start by changing only a few aspects of their diet. For many people, however, this diet will be just what they needed. Do not expect this diet to be a short-term fix. Many people do not sustain their health benefits over an extended period of time, even if they're following the dietary recommendations to the letter. This is because it takes time for your body to adjust and realize how healthy it can be by eating such a low-sodium diet. To achieve the most benefit and the longest-lasting health gains, individuals need to be consistent in their devotion to the nutritional plan. How to start your diet. The DASH eating plan is simple to follow. Even tiny modifications made over time can have a big impact. Follow these steps to start living a healthy lifestyle for the rest of your life. 1. Assess your current state. Your current daily intake of nutrients is important to track and monitor. This includes your consumption of all food categories, including fruit, fat, meat, grain, and dairy products. Start writing down a daily list of your meals and snacks. Remember to be as accurate as possible with the amount of food you consume. This eating plan does not require any particular foods or recipes that are difficult to follow. Make notes about the frequency of your consumption of various food groups so that you can keep track of them over time. Visit our website at www.nookandnourish.com for your free printable food journal. Make use of a free interactive online body weight planner to find out how many calories you will need to consume in order to lose weight. This online tool is useful for estimating how many calories your body needs on a daily basis and can be used as a guide for the DASH nutritional plan. 2. Seek your doctor's advice on your medication. Before starting a diet, it's important to look into the potential effects of your current medication. If you're currently taking medication, then discuss with your doctor if there are any possible interactions between your medications and the DASH diet. This diet does not require you to modify your current medication. It is recommended that you inform your doctor about any dietary changes that you decide to make. This is especially the case when you are already on medication for your hypertension. In this case, it's important that you talk to your doctor before stopping the medication and that you ask your doctor about any possible side effects related to stopping the drug and starting a new diet plan. 3. Introduce the DASH diet to your lifestyle. If you're going to adopt a new diet plan, then you're going to need some time and effort. This diet is simple to approach and can be easily incorporated into your daily eating habits, all without making too many changes or sacrifices. Adhere to crucial lifestyle recommendations such as maintaining a healthy weight, engaging in regular physical activity, and drinking alcohol in moderation. This will help ensure that your body adapts to the changes you're making and that you can reap the health benefits of following the DASH diet. 4. Make the DASH diet a family affair. This eating plan can be a lifestyle change for everyone in the family. To help children become accustomed to the diet, start by changing your own habits first. If you and your children have unhealthy eating habits, they are likely to follow suit. Your family support is important for following the DASH diet successfully. Partner with your family to make healthy lifestyle changes that will have a positive impact on your overall health and well-being. 5. Don't be alarmed. At times, it may feel like you're not getting the right nutrients and balance of foods, but many users report feeling better than ever on the DASH diet. even after just a few days. Making a lifestyle change is not easy, but it's easier for some than others. Some of the changes you need to make you might consider as sacrifices that you will have to overcome. In order to remain positive when it comes time to change your eating habits, look into helpful tips and tricks or motivational videos. Some people find that seeing a positive result after only a week is enough to keep them going.